What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to our weekly roundup of F1. Today we're here for the Australian Grand Prix, and we're going straight into the 20th of March, where the FIA have said that their president has been cleared of doing anything in the past year. That last week you saw, if you watched it, he was accused of basically interfering with the race and saying that Alonso shouldn't get a penalty. He's been cleared. Also, we learnt that Carlos Sainz would be racing in Australia, and you can see how that went on to be. But in FP1, we had this big crash for Alex Albon, and yeah, it's a big crash for him, as you can see, coming through the corner. He didn't really do much. He got caught on that curb, and his passenger through there, going a long way across the curb, and ended up going quite far down the straight. But this ended up to the news that Logan Sargent was basically kicked out of his own car, and is not going to race for the rest of the rest of the weekend. But FP1 was topped by Lando Norris, as lots of quick laps were put in at the end of the session, and he topped them. FP2 and Charles Leclerc topped it from Verstappen. Leclerc 0.3 clear. Ferrari looking very quick this weekend. And of course, 0.3 is quite a lot compared to what Verstappen is, and he was struggling during FP3 as well, which was also topped by Charles Leclerc, although the difference now was 0.02 seconds. Going into Q1 then, and it was Carlos Sainz who topped it, and only 4 drivers were knocked out, and that was Hülkenberg, Gasly, Ricciardo, and Guan Yu Zhou. Ricciardo saying a good enough lap that would have got him through, but he was knocked out. Q2 knocked out was Hamilton, Albon, Bottas, Magnussen, and Ocon, and that was also once again topped by Carlos Sainz. Very good, very strong showing from Carlos Sainz, considering that he just got his appendix removed. Q3 though, and of course it was Max Verstappen to ruin everyone's day, as he topped Q3 from Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, Russell, Tsunoda, Stroll, and Fernando Alonso. Although, after the session, we did get the news that Sergio Perez was given a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Nico Hülkenberg in Q1. Of course, if Hülkenberg did make it through, it wouldn't have been that bad, but he didn't, meaning he got a penalty. Moving on to retirements in the race then, we had Max Verstappen. First retirement, his brake was on fire, as you can see there, and he retired from the race, first time since 2022. Hamilton then also retired with an engine failure. And then George Russell having this bizarre crash on the second last lap. As you can see, his car is sideways. But moving on to the podium, as you can see there, podium, no Red Bulls to be seen. We had Carlos Sainz winning the race, really good to see. And Charles Leclerc getting second place, Ferrari 1-2, and Lando Norris getting P3. Of course, he took over from Oscar Piastri. Moving on to the fastest lap, it was set by Charles Leclerc, a 1 minute 19.831 for Charles Leclerc, getting him the extra point. Biggest surprise though this weekend was Haas. They finished 9th and 10th to gain 3 points in the Constructors' Championship. Really good weekend for them, considering everyone at the start of the season thought they would be dead last. Worst team, though, is the team that may be taking dead last from them is State Kick F1, Sauber, whatever. They can't do a pit stop to save their life, so ruined both their drivers' race, and yeah, so that's always good, isn't it, for them. Moving on to the best team, though, we got McLaren. I was going to put Ferrari, but then I realised I've put Ferrari for the last 2 weeks, so it's McLaren, a 3 and a 4 this weekend. Really good drives for both their drivers. Of course, no Max Verstappen. If there was, then it'd be 5-4-5. Rest of the grid, though, from behind the podium, we had Piastri, Perez, Stroll, Tsunoda, Alonso, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Albon, Ricciardo, Gasly, Bottas, Zhou, Ocon, Russell, Hamilton, and Verstappen. And of course, your podium was Sainz, Leclerc, Norris. But after the race, we got the news that Alonso was given a 20-second time penalty. And a lot of people are asking why. Well, basically, they looked at the telemetry, which is like the acceleration and deceleration throughout corners, and it showed that he lifted off so much, as you can see in the clip. That's on YouTube somewhere. You can see how much Russell gained, and that's because he backed off so much. And the reason he gets a penalty for that is because he knew the dirty air would have been so bad for Russell, which made him slide off. So slowing down that much caused Russell to crash, basically. And he also gets 3 penalty points for this. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all next time to see what's happened in the next 2 weeks for the Japanese Grand Prix. Goodbye.